ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Murder Church on a Tuesday night as we continue. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close. Phil Spector is finally ending soon. We're getting close to the closing arguments, but we're not quite there yet. We got another round of these exhibits as they prepare for closing arguments. Welcome in. Hit a like. Give it a share. Let somebody know. Hit a Discord. Share it on X. Really appreciate it, guys. Let's go.
Let's rock.
Boom. What's up, everybody? Welcome in here. Appreciate you fine folks for jumping into Murder Church. Episode 93, I think. My Lord, I think we're going to go to 100 at least. Yes, 36 minutes of the judge and counsel prepare for closing arguments outside the presence of the jury. So this is outside the presence of the jury. We're going to go through it really because it's 36 minutes and this is about perfect because the next video after this is like 2 hours and that'll be perfect for Sunday. But welcome in, everybody. What's going on a Sunday night? On a book club night, if you will. Immediately after this, we're going to have a book club. So a couple of things. I said last week we're doing chapters 29 and 30. We're actually just doing half of chapter 29. That's what I made time for. But the way it was broken out with the chick that's reading it to me on YouTube is perfect because she did chapter 29 in 2 parts. And the second half of what we're going to be going over on a members only is going to be her actually depicting as we get into the sorority house massacre, if you will, on the night in 78 in January with Ted Bundy when he went just fucking ballistic and crazy in a sorority house. But I've got notes before that, so we're getting in there. But anybody that's membered up, to get in there, if you're not a member, to become a member, and you can come right in. But also the will's rocking and rolling here tonight. We have 5 names on a will. We're almost halfway to another spin on a will. But who we got in here tonight? First of all, let me get this in here so I can show you who we have in here tonight. Let's take a look. Boom, Just a Crazy Gin, CH coming through, Carrie in the house, Pokebomb going to come through, and do a little mod. Appreciate it, Poke. Jessica for Justice, what's going on? Hope you're doing good tonight. Everybody in the house, Jersey Gin in the house. What's up? CH, BGOG. What I like to see. Salty Sleuths, who is going to be on Feral Friday this Friday night alongside Miss Shorty, Lisa. I think we're going to do another one of those card pulls, and it's going to be a random film, but hell yeah, excited for that. Thursday night is going to be an awesome show. I've got Bob Mata and Lauren Conlon coming on here. I think we're going to be mostly talking about Brian Kohberger that night, and I think sentencing is tomorrow for Brian Kohberger, so it's going to be a lot of stuff, at least probably for us to go over and discuss. I'm excited about that. But without further ado, let's rock right on into the church here tonight. Judge Diehard, what have you got to say, sir? Let me get the sound going. I've still not fixed these damn bells. Got to get somebody here to look at the bells. That's what I got to do.
I think Judge Warren just made another ruling. I'm not sure.
Welcome in, everybody. Amy, what's up? What's up,
Okay,
Amy?
that's good.
Send me show.
Back on the record, I wasn't able to find a case. I looked real quickly, but I have the concept in mind. The reason why sometimes police reports are not admissible is because the source of the information isn't reliable. In this case, it's a police officer testifying as to his own observations. He has a duty to be accurate.
With regard to the...
This is the log.
The problem with that is, Judge, and I'm not being argumentative.
Okay. Yes,
Whatever your ruling is your ruling. I'm being a little argumentative.
Okay.
There is a young whippersnapper that stands there with a pen in his hand and writes in
Whippersnapper.
Judge Fiddler in at 0800. Would you sign there, Judge? And then you sign. The officers don't fill out their own log. They may jot their name in, but every one of those officers would have to have come in here and said, that is my portion, I filled it out, I came in at this time, I left at this time. Without that, you have, let's say their argument, 61 different individuals filling in a time
wasn't even
with some young
he might not be here
whippersnapper
this time.
keeping control of this log.
It's going to be a good one.
I mean,
That's going to
without
be
the
a
foundation
fun
for
one,
each one of those
CH, I
officers,
think.
that's where the trustworthiness
Bob and
is a
Lauren.
little iffy.
See if
And I'll leave it at
Lauren
that.
See if
Connor?
there's any testimony
Bob?
concerning how the log
Coming
was
through?
prepared.
I believe
Same
that's
time, let's
You
go.
go find it. Moving right along.
Okay,
Oh,
Judge,
wow.
the next one is, and I've gone through
Yeah,
and tried to
Sunday- or
pull out,
Thursday
based on
show.
your rulings, I'm anticipating
Oh,
certain...
and Sunday I've got Jack, Never a Truer Word. This even is takes so after Murder Church, Phil Spector Sunday at 3 Eastern. I got Jack, Never a Truer Word returning again, and he's going to be dissecting a 1965 Phil Spector interview. Now that's going to be can't miss as well. I've got a lot of good stuff coming this week, folks. Every show after this has major guests. It's going to be fun as shit.
So I've tried to pull out some of my objections.
Not
to speed
can't
this
miss
along.
week at Publicly
LA
Buzz.
Can't
was
pull out is LA.
the red dress shot with lime and mouth.
Correct. I under 352, I don't see how does that get us any closer to determining who fired the weapon on February 3rd, 2003. That is, I just don't believe that is an appropriate exhibit for the jurors. I objected to it when it was offered. I'm objected to it now.
Okay, same ruling. Okay.
We can move to
08 is the next one.
It's the same Lana with the fork. Okay.
I withdrew it because I figured what your ruling was going to be, so I'll withdraw it.
Thank you.
That takes us to Q8.
And
Okay.
actually, I'll withdraw that because I think that's probably going to be allowed in as well.
Okay.
The next one is R8.
Okay. All right. LA County Sheriff's Department Biology Manual.
I expected that Barry
He is
Fisher
a
would testify.
whippersnapper.
He was on the witness list. Miss Kenny Bodden walked outside. She talked to him. She released him. There was no evidence of the foundation of this.
I believe that Mr. Pex eventually testified to that, but I don't know if he used the exhibit or not.
Well, you'll have to find out in the app.
Actually, and he was cross-examined. We'll look it up.
Take a look at it. At this point, the objection is sustained subject to you tying it into specific testimony.
Okay. Judge, that takes us to,
I'm sorry, was that already?
That was all right.
That was
So
all right.
right now, the objection is overruled. The objection is sustained. It's not in evidence subject to the defense finding some testimony that it correlates
We
to.
move to V8.
I'll withdraw objection to V8. I'll withdraw objection to W8 in anticipation of the court's rulings.
X8 is out by agreement or not being
Your Honor,
offered.
The X8, I believe, was testified to by Mr. Pex. This came out of his own book, and we want that, actually.
You want it, okay.
Yes. That's an applicable bloodstain, I
All
think.
right, you want to be heard?
Submit.
The X8 will be admitted.
And that takes us to Y8.
Y8, they have sought to withdraw that. We would ask for that. There was plenty of testimony as far as the leading edge of the cuff is
Oh,
concerned.
there's plenty of testimony.
I just didn't know whether we ever used
There's
this.
plenty of
exhibit, so that's
testimony.
I believe it was used,
Okay.
but I'm going to admit it in any event. There's been lots of testimony to support the entrance of that exhibit. Next would be A9. Extreme close-up of a jacket, red arrow.
And blood spattered, number 32, there was plenty of evidence to establish the foundation for that. As a matter of fact, somebody looked at it 2 or 3 different times under 2 or 3 different magnifications, this being one of them. We would ask that this go ahead and come in.
Just so the record's clear, we're seeking not to offer.
Right, and I will admit it based upon the people's motion.
Okay, Judge, I can probably save the court a lot of time with regard to
G9, which is the CV of Stuart James.
Not yet, yeah.
G9 is out.
Is this out of order?
This is not.
Oh, my mistake. The Stuart James forensic consultant CV
Yes.
is hearsay, and there's absolutely, I mean, he testified to his credentials. That's sufficient. We haven't offered.
I think the CV was given to him to identify, as I recall.
He said it was accurate. He didn't-
Right.
We didn't go into his
Shelley
credentials
thinks
that
that share,
deeply, I
appreciate it.
believe.
The objection is overruled.
Share that share.
With regard
We
to,
up here, we share it.
H9.
Sharing the
High-velocity
show,
spatter from
we're
the James Brook
sharing.
1-foot distance.
Sharing the
We
show.
withdraw that objection.
Withdrawn, okay. H9 is received.
I9, J9, K9, and L9 are all charts indicating back spatter, which have absolutely nothing to do with this case, but because I think somebody testified to them, I think the court's inclination is probably to allow them, so I'll withdraw the objections.
All right, the objection, and I, J, K, and L9 are all received. N9 is expirated blood.
Same with M9,
And
N9.
as in Nancy, we would draw that objection.
Okay, N9 is received.
That takes us down to Z9.
V9, the front of the defendant's jacket.
Okay, this is where I think I can save us some time.
Okay.
Judge, if the court looks at this particular document, this photograph, there is documentary evidence on the photograph that is appropriate for argument. It is inappropriate for this particular exhibit to go into the jury, to the jurors.
Okay.
This has hearsay statements that were made by counsel in anticipation outside the presence of the jury, not under penalty of perjury, along with the consultation of one or more of their experts. And I think it's perfectly appropriate and probably a pretty good exhibit for closing argument. This and and the exhibits behind it, all of which have hearsay statements on it, no DNA transfer stain from left sleeve, et cetera, those are narrative of their interpretation from their
That show with
experts,
Jack's going
which
to be freaking sweet.
they only got that through
interview that I got him looking at from
reading reports
1965
of
is
our experts. So
interesting.
there's a couple levels of hearsay, and this is narrative.
Bill is a
and it's not
weird
under
guy. That's
penalty
all
of
I can
perjury.
say.
Mr. James testified to this. He prepared this exhibit, and basically it's sort of a summary of various, his evaluation of this particular evidence item.
Jack's gonna bring
He
this, though.
looked at various things, and basically he testified at length as to what each one of these was. And we feel that it kind of puts everything together in one context. Some of it, I think, is actually, testimony like this stain was not collected. That's what the other witnesses testified to. So this kind of makes it a kind of a composite exhibit. It makes it a lot easier for the jury to understand not only his testimony, but the nature of it.
It's the problem with the comments, and I agree with Mr. Jackson's remarks. You're perfectly free to use it in argument and to
Every
refer to it in argument, but because of
little
the comments,
thing.
it's not admissible as an exhibit. So the objection is sustained.
Judge, if the court
Most of
will
the
take a look
comments
at
on my videos,
W9,
like past, when people go through
X9,
these, through the playlist, is that they've never seen a trial
Z9,
evidence.
A10,
Not that I'm like
B10,
a trial vet by any
C10.
means, but me neither. Like nothing is like this.
D10, E10, F10, G10. All of those are exactly the same. They're just different portions of the jacket with the same type of
And
narrative.
the same ruling. It's again,
up
you
with
have no problem, I have no problem with you using it as an exhibit.
Court report.
Or not
My
an
Lord,
exhibit,
she
but
deserves
as
a medal
a
after
visual
this
aid during your argument if you choose to do so, but the comments make it inadmissible that are
Early
contained
retirement,
on the
full
photograph.
benefits.
So based upon that, I'll just rule as follows, that basically W9, X9, Z9, A10, B10, C10, D10, E10, F10, G10,
And that's it.
all of those exhibits, the objection is sustained with the understanding that the defense is free to use it in their closing
In the
argument.
church?
Do we keep the exhibit tabs on it or not?
You keep the only ones on it, just let me get it.
Well, the problem is if you're gonna use that, you're gonna have to get rid of, you have to find some way, either reproduce it and block it out to show that, because it's not an exhibit, and I don't want the jurors looking at it for the exhibit. Sanitize it, redact it.
We'll do that.
Okay, that's all.
This is if the court looks at H.
The next objection you have is I-10.
If the court would take a look at H10 real quick.
Okay? H10.
That's duplicative of F8. It's the same.
There are several
Can't
duplicative
believe that we're
exhibits.
getting so close. To
Okay, it's,
This is the one that Detective Tomlin testified to, along with the
Okay.
next one.
so close
and the next
to.
one.
well, I kept out the one
The
before
end of
because
season
it's
4.
subject to tying into Detective Tomlin's testimony. If he
Took an
testified to
entire
this,
year.
then this is the one that should come in and the other one should stay
F8
out.
should be out.
F8 is now out definitively. H10, it is admitted.
Okay. And now we move to I-10. This is the Henry Lee Post-it notes. Henry Lee didn't show up. We would object to this and to J10. There's no foundation for
This is
these.
what Detective Tomlin said was sent to the Sheriff's Department.
And there's absolutely no
Right, but
relevance
it's
to
the mere
this.
fact that it was sent by itself. I understand there was testimony, but then there was a lot, I remember there was a lot of discussion about that. The mere fact that it was sent, nothing was described, nothing was testified to, except, and the fact that it was sent is not relevant. Okay, this is out.
So that would mean J10 is out also?
Shut your
they were
fucking
filed
face
the
is
contents.
what
Yeah.
Judge
Well, I
Dalhart
think
said.
J10 is a picture of it at the
I
sheriff's
need to
department.
bring out
What was
my
in one of the
pimp hand?
envelopes.
That's correct, but we don't know where that came from.
Well-
There's no foundation for it.
Do I need to
That's
come
why
all
we
the
were
way
offering
through with this
I-10. I think the court should revisit it because
Whoa, coming through the Cash App, looking at my email here real quick. Pammy coming through, $10. Pammy, thank you so much. Fucking longevity, man. Awards should be given. Ain't that right, dude? The court reporter, all of us, everybody in the Buzz Nation has been going through this son of a bitch together. Pammy, thank you so much. Getting us one step closer, and that makes us halfway to a will, folks. Jersey Jen's going to get us past the halfway point right now with $2. And she says, anyone want to get on the chugga money train? Jersey Jen doesn't mess around. She comes through and comes through big and always gets it rocking and rolling. Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate that. And then Pammy, not done also after coming through the Cash App, coming through the chat here, a super chat with $1.99, $2 holler with the chain, with the trains rocking and rolling, the money train. Thank you so much, Pammy. Up in her chances with the ability. And if we do get a will spin here tonight, I will be using the virtual will still, because I still have not made it to Walmart, because apparently grocery stores, at least my grocery stores, don't carry these. I need to go to Walmart, and I don't go to Walmart often. But a virtual will be happening, not a physical will. A virtual will could be a possibility. Ladies, thank you so much. Holy shit. Appreciate it. Baby, I got your money. And I'll sing it for you. Baby, I got your money. Don't you worry. Say hey. And you'll even get a little bit extra. You can get a little bit extra there. Boom.
No, the
Thanks so
bottom
much.
line is, without Dr. Lee's testimony, to indicate all sorts of things, that the underlying foundation, if you will, is what's important. It's absent. Okay? The objections to I-10 and J-10 are sustained.
That takes us to M, as in Mary, 10.
Okay.
Judge, I won't spend a lot of time on these. These are M and N are the gun and bullets that Warner Spitz used
Right.
to fire the
So
whatchamacallit.
anybody out here talking about, I've seen the chatter about the will gate and, the will commission came in and shut down the will. That's not true. That is not true. Those rumors will be dispelled right now. The will is running efficiently outside of the marker. It's nothing to do with the will itself. The will commission did not come in checking on my will. That's all I'm saying. Boom, Jersey Jen coming through with another $2. Choo-choo! Chugga, 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 chugga. Boom! You get sound effects right here. Jersey Jen and Pammy making this thing happen for me right now. Thank you so much. Boom, boom, boom. Money, 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 money.
The demonstration.
Thank you, guys.
We think obviously this is a little bit confusing. It looks
wanna
exactly
talk
like
about the
Cobra.
will
It's not the
gate?
Cole Coburn
The
issue.
will
I don't think it
commission
is.
has nothing to do
There's an agreement that
with
they not come in.
anything
Oh,
in the Buzz Nation.
But a good argument, Mr. Jackson. No problem with that. The M10 and N10 are not admitted. Next would be O10, red wax
Whoa,
square.
just a
with
crazy Jen gonna jump on this thing. $2 holla. Thank you so much, Jen. Boom. Get you on here. Just a crazy Jen. $2. Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate it. Appreciate that. Baby, I got your money. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Boom.
impressions and a
We'll
ruler.
get in there.
And that has,
getting
I'll
there.
just object on relevance grounds. There's no relevance.
This is actually shows the length of the site or the width of the site.
Right. The objection's
Two away?
overruled.
If I'm
Next
not
is P10
miscounting.
GSR on paper.
This is going to be the same type of objection. This was
Boom,
taken at
Tina,
2
what's up?
inches and shows the.
Right, but I remember the testimony. The objection's
Having a good
overruled.
time before,
Q10 is a DNA result
before
table.
the book club here
This
tonight.
deals with the Henry Lee blood drop. There's no foundation.
Oh, Ayana, what's up? Good to see you.
Q10
We're
was,
getting close to the end of this freaking
Mr.
trial.
Taylor testified to that
So
as well.
close.
I remember there being testimony concerning this exhibit.
Yeah. Oh, care package on the way. Okay. Saving me a trip to
The objection to this
Walmart.
is
Let's
overruled.
go, shall we? Nice.
Next would be S10.
Judge, I'm confused.
Okay.
Are we all in agreement that this is the blood drop that was supposedly recovered by Dr. Lee off the stairway.
I'm confused, too.
It
I
is.
seem to remember this chart and someone testifying to it.
Well, Judge, there were about
Give me
four
the
of these
loop,
charts,
give me
so
the
I'm
loop.
confused.
Okay, maybe
This
I'm a
one
bad,
dealt with the
bad
Henry Lee blood drop, and we expected Henry Lee to come back in and lay the foundation for where Mark Scott Taylor got this blood drop. Henry Lee never showed up. This is irrelevant.
Okay.
We don't know
Pass
when
the
this
page.
blood
Thanks
came
for
from.
Cheryl.
This was
Appreciate
testified to
that.
by Mark Taylor as to this result, and he used the top line is the known profile of Lana Clarkson, and the bottom one is the drop that he got
This is
split
the
up
truth.
from the sheriff's department.
Color
And he
is-
testified about testing that, and
Look at the colored
Dr. Harrell
paper
talked about the drop
compared to Linda's hair.
that presumably was a drop from the banister. Mr. Renteria testified to the same thing.
Okay, we have a difference of opinion as to whether there was testimony concerning this particular chart. Somebody, what?
There's not a difference of opinion.
Okay, then I'm confused.
Mr. Taylor did say I did a DNA result.
Okay.
And I objected at the time.
Okay.
There's no relevance to
Salty, gonna
this
be on
particular
Feral Friday
DNA analysis because
this
we don't know
week.
where the drop came
Yeah,
from.
I see what you're saying.
I was still
Guest
expecting Henry Lee to come
all
in
week,
and say,
guys.
I found this
It's gonna be
drop,
good.
sent it to the crime lab, and we did a split. This is right out of the Post-it note.
Jen, I saw that your shirts, your Feral Friday shirts that you ordered through the website
discussing
just
this,
shipped
that This is the
also.
same exhibit.
Thank you so
And
much for
Dr.
ordering
Harrell
those. Teresa,
testified
welcome
without
in here.
objection that this is the drop from the stair.
No, absolutely she did not.
She agreed that she received this, again, just like I-10. It was received by the sheriff's office, but there's no foundation made as to where they received it from.
Can we just take it under submission?
Yes,
because
I'm
of
going
Harold's
to,
testimony?
what I'm going to do, I'm going to tentatively
that's a good
sustain the objection, but it is subject to being overruled if you present me testimony as to the foundation. Not that someone testified about it, but that it has some relevance because someone can say, this is where this drop came from, and therefore tie their testimony into something specific.
Understood.
Okay? All right.
All right, so this is conditionally overruled.
No, it's conditionally granted. The objection is sustained until you, as the proponent of the object, convince me that there is testimony tying in where it was recovered from.
Judge, this takes us to S10, which has already been ruled on. These are 11 photographs of Lana Clarkson in different acting roles.
Right.
With guns, and the court has ruled.
They're doing good
Yes,
tonight.
and that was to keep them out.
Which one are we on?
These are ones you marked to preserve your record. Is that
Exactly.
correct?
We continue our
Closer to finishing this
preservation of the record.
They're prepping right
objection to
now
S10
for the
is
closing
sustained.
arguments, guys.
T10, Lana Clarkson email, rate
They
depression.
continue to do.
This is the same type
Thicker.
of thing. If you look at the upper left-hand corner, the Clarkson depression reference is from 40A. This is not, this was not generated by Lana Clarkson, this was generated by 40A, and that's
Are you objecting to the way it's labeled or the content?
well, the computer content that is gibberish, obviously I'm objecting to, as well as the way it's labeled. The way it's labeled is obviously,
I remember his
Misleading.
testimony.
Yeah, I don't think anybody on the jury speaks gibberish, but
We have a gibberish interpreter.
Waiting in the hallway, right?
That's right.
if we just take the label that they put off, would that satisfy?
Well, that's what I was asking Mr. Jackson. Is there anything in there that is admissible?
I guess I'm looking to see if that is, yeah, Jim, can you make that bigger? Yeah.
I think,
Right, I think all of this is contained in the emails.
right, we've had these emails. The
Yeah,
problem
this
is
is the Hugo Quackenbush.
the objection is sustained. The emails themselves are already in evidence. It's the heading that's the problem, and
Yeah, two
it's
away
not
from
admissible.
Will Street.
Same for U10, Judge.
Same ruling.
And then,
Y10 is Lana's letter to L.B. Moon. I think, let me take a look. I know there were parts of it that I thought were totally irrelevant, but there may be parts that are admissible. Was there any testimony?
The court indicated it's going to redact a few of the portions.
Right. Well, I think the redactions are obvious.
I like your,
We'll submit a
your
redacted
picture.
version.
Submit a redacted version.
I can't tell what's on the
I'll take a
TV,
look
but I
at
like the retro vibe.
may I clarify something with Mr. Plord?
Certainly.
Is this a one-page document?
No, it's a multi-5-page. It was one that with.
Who speaks
one of the
gibberish?
witnesses, it was the open room list.
Okay, did this have, without getting into the content of it, Mr. Plord, did this have the list of things?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that is obviously the portions that we're
Right.
very concerned about redacting.
Okay,
Okay.
apparently they'll submit a redacted version.
Thank you.
That's not a problem.
Okay.
Y10.
Okay.
Y10.
Next one would be B11, C11, I'm sorry, just B11. This is an email.
Actually, we're going to withdraw the
One
objection.
away. Jersey Jim's going to take
B10.
this. You don't win this one, Jim.
No, the B11 is what we're on.
You got to
I'm
blame,
sorry,
blame the
B11.
virtual
B11 is
objection.
received then.
Okay.
All right.
Jersey Jim,
Then
thank
I
you so
have two
much. I
objections
think
to
we're
two
one
exhibits
away.
that are marked.
Baby, I got you.
This is object.
Actually, that is all within
It's all within
D11. It's
Thank you. Thank you, Craig.
multi-page document.
Okay, so we're not talking about
Marissa
D11?
J,
It's
welcome
all
in here.
within D11.
Okay, let's get
If you
D11.
recall, that was a series of emails that we marked. You had,
And folks, we're
I asked you
ever
how
so
you wanted, you
close.
said mark it just
Approaching the
so
closing arguments
Okay.
of this
So now your
long-ass
particular
trial we've
objections
been
are
involved
to,
with for over a year.
I think we can withdraw this.
all right.
Withdraw the objection.
All right, D11 is
It
received.
can't.
Take us to E11.
D11, object to the senior Sinai history.
Right.
Okay.
This is, we had some discussion about this when it first was utilized and published in the papers. And I have the
Is what it
same
is.
objection that there's no foundation for this particular
Is what it is.
document that as to the accuracy of what is contained in it. Under past medical history, it indicates significant for migraine headaches and some depression. However, one thing that we don't know is
Spent a long time
we
with
do
the
know
oil
that when
injection.
she went to the hospital, one of the medications she put down was Paxil. We also know that she said to at least an intake doctor, nurse, whomever, I have chronic headaches.
There we go. True Crime Butterfly. Finishing the will, the virtual will. I'll fill that thing out right now. Welcome in here, True Crime Butterfly. Says, hi, Steve and everyone. $2. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Finishing out
Indicates
this
significant
will,
for migraine
baby.
headaches and some depression.
Let me get this thing going here.
What we never heard from, or what we never heard was whether or not the doctor, knowing that she took
Willing.
Paxil, wrote some
What we got
depression
here?
because Paxil is classically given for depression rather than headaches, although in this case it was given for headaches. Or if Lana Clarkson said some depression. That was the foundational kind of disjoint that we had at the beginning and when I objected first, and we still have it. They rested their case and they never put a witness on to establish this information came directly from Lana Clarkson, and it's not an interpolation of her statements and the medications that she was on or vice versa.
I
think it's
suppose that
confusing.
exists in any medical record, that is it the doctor interpreting it, or is it what the patient is saying? I think this qualifies. The nurse testified to...
Nurse Rosenfield did.
Yeah, the foundation. The objection is overruled. You can argue that. but
Okay.
the Bottom line is it's admissible.
M11.
M11, color copies of letters to NBC, Fox, and Showtime.
We only say that's duplicative of the F11.
The colored copies were the ones that, we didn't have them at the time we marked the
So
black and white exhibit.
would you like to withdraw then F11 and just go with the color copies, M11?
Yes.
All right, F11 then is at this point not admitted.
Okay.
And then the objection to then M11 is overruled.
Got a will.
And
A lot of people got a
11
lot
is
of chances
duplicative
on here.
judge of the jacket
It'd be an
narrative.
interesting one.
This is, I think Dr. Bott used this particular exhibit to rely upon.
But again, the same problem
Yes,
with
really
what's
appreciate
printed on
everybody.
it.
Thank y'all.
Therefore, you can use it in your argument if you want, but the objection is sustained.
Thursday night show with Bob and Lauren will be 8 p.m. Eastern, cracking. Yeah, I got a banger on deck. Tomorrow, Brian Koberger goes in for sentencing in Idaho. I won't have a show tomorrow, but Thursday night, we are going to have mostly a Brian Koberger discussion with the chat and Defense Diaries, Bob Mata and Lauren Conlon from Popcom TV. That's going to be a banger. Then right into Feral Friday, which I've got Lisa, Miss Shorty coming through here, Salty Sleuths coming through here. Boom. Going to have another banger on Friday night, watching a movie. It's going to be who knows what kind of movie it's going to be, because I'm going to be drawn from a mystery deck. And then Sunday after Murder Church, we're going to have Jack from Never a Truer Word on here, analyzing a 1965 interview with Phil Spector. Banger week here with Publicly Buzz. Make sure the bell's clicked. Make sure you don't miss anything.
This would be U11, 4 emails with Eric Proticha.
May I have just a second?
Sure.
Outside, what's up?
I'll withdraw. I don't know why I objected.
Okay, the objection is overruled. U11 is admitted. W11, the
Thank y'all so much.
defense did not wish to admit that the prosecution
After
has
this,
seen that it come in. That's close up.
About the next
of,
15 minutes, we'll have a wheel to
Clarkson's
spin
jacket
before we
suite.
go into book club.
This actual photo was used with Dr. Bodman.
Oh, there was, I remember, yes,
Thanks,
I remember the testimony. The objection is, the people's motion to admit it is granted, so W11 is received.
Okay, that takes us to X11 and,
CV of John Andrews, offer of proof, there's an agreement that it not come in?
And we never got to that with the witness in front of us.
never got.
I don't believe he talked
Shit,
to you.
Pammy
The
got some
CV was
markers
actually
to-
introduced.
bring the
Sorry,
markers, Pammy.
X11
Thank you
will
very
not be
much.
introduced in evidence.
I love that.
There's an objection to
Thank you so much.
Y11, the width of the spinal cord chart.
The,
The physical will
this,
will return
last
soon,
foundation,
folks. She's
it
over here. She's
physically,
okay.
Like specifically
She's
was
fine. She's
testified
not
by Dr. Spitz as
in
being
any kind of
wrong. He
legal
agreed
trouble
that
at
he was
all.
wrong about the internal bore of the gun. He did a little mathematical thing. Jen, do you have this, or should I put it on the?
I don't have it.
Okay, let me.
No, he testified as to this chart, the differences in the measurements, and he explained it.
I'm sorry.
And this is right. No, he explained how
Yeah,
it
this
was
brought me
estimated,
a
and
line
they
and
used the bore diameter. You know, there was a lot of testimony about might that be a variance or whatever, but basically he said that that's the standardized chart for it, and that he compared what Dr. Andrews testified about to the actual what he calculated. It's just what he said versus what
Salty
I
and
believe is the
Lisa.
case.
That's
And
group.
the critical thing is that
Mystery
he
horror.
actually measured this,
Friday.
the
We
width
pulled
of the
from the
spinal
horror
cord,
deck.
as
Still
opposed to what Dr. Andrews
48
did, is took a general
films
measurement
to
from
choose
some
from. I'm
article.
going to make it random. This is what we'll get. So far, we've gotten Jaws and Scream.
Yeah, the point is, Dr.
will
Spitz
we
very
get
clily
on
said on
Friday
cross-examination, remember I stood
Love
up and
a
I said,
mystery.
are you aware of the difference between a bore
a good
diameter and the
mystery.
inside lands and grooves versus the bullet size? And he said, oh yeah, that's right. I said, do you agree with me that a 38 is .357, it's a 357 to a thousandth of an inch? And he said, oh yeah, that's right. He said it. He said, this is wrong. This is absolutely incorrect. And so then I went back and said, so your calculation of it being 8.8 millimeters versus in the 9 millimeter range or just bigger than a 9 millimeter range, that would be incorrect. And he said, yeah.
I believe that's not what he said. I don't think that's correct.
So, does somebody want to go to the testimony?
Sure.
And let's resolve it now if we can.
I don't know if I have his summarized. It was so recent that
I mean, the court reporter would have to dig deep right now. Yeah, can we go
I'll
back
look at the actual
3
That
weeks?
actually go to the weight in any event. We're talking about 1/10 of a millimeter.
It may. I want to see what his testimony was. If he disavows it at some point or it becomes useless, it's possible. I need to look at his testimony.
Yeah, I misspoke. 1/100th of an inch is what I meant to say.
Okay, next.
So,
Well, actually, it's your objection. You have the burden to show me, get the testimony, and show me that it's completely disavowed as opposed to whatever. So at this point, the objection is overruled with the possibility that the court will change its mind when you have a chance to go through it. The next one is D12, shot and powder burn through cloth.
No, I'll withdraw it, based on
All right.
the previous rulings.
The objection to D12 is withdrawn. It is admitted in evidence. G12, I don't really need any argument. That is the compilation of Ms. Laughlin's chart. It is not, and basically it was used to refresh her recollection, and that's what she stated. You cannot use this. I'm not going to admit it. You can use it in argument if you want as a summary chart. But it's basically she used it to refresh her recollection because she didn't have an independent view, and that's not admissible as an exhibit. That's what it came down to. But you may use it in argument if you wish. It's no different than if you made a chart. Just keep the exhibit number off of it. Okay?
that's the last one. But,
Okay. I guess we'll start with jury instructions tomorrow.
we still have to, I guess we'll do this tomorrow, we have to bring you the Lana Clarkson dates, and of course, we already got
Fuck
this
yeah,
yesterday.
Jan. Love to hear
Ones
those.
that correspond and some do not. but
The Outer Church
events
shirt.
that-
The day book you want to show.
Right, and what we suggest we do
Probably the
is go
coolest
through it
design.
so you don't,
That goes back
you know,
to
something like this and just
Feel.
pull up particular.
IO Toys.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Ritter.
in order to facilitate things for tomorrow, we submitted a memorandum opposing lesser-included offenses. I wonder, without getting into any discussion or argument now, whether the prosecution had a position on lesser included, so we'll know whether that's going to be the subject of some discussion tomorrow or not.
It may be, we'll let the court know the first thing in the morning.
We're looking at that.
Okay.
We're looking
All
at
right.
exactly that issue.
Actually, we had one more, a couple of exhibits we wanted
You
to
didn't
talk
hear them
about.
talk
Okay, that's
about
fine.
jury
We'll
instruction and
faster.
closings.
Let me,
It's so
we
surreal.
Thank you. It'll only take a moment. Let me give these.
I don't know who that is. This guy just popped up and started talking on the side of the defense.
Moment. Do we have the Elmo fired up, or maybe we'll just give the court a copy?
Never going to end.
These were laid back based on the court's ruling with respect to the
Use the bathroom
Judge
very back before
Sortino's
we spin
letters
this wheel
to
and go to
Dr.
the book club.
Luxmanen.
Yes.
There are two letters that we think, based on the court's ruling on that, fall into the same category. They're self-authenticating letters. I can hand them up to you. Maybe it'd be easier if you just looked at them.
Okay.
These have to do with letters to Mr. Shapiro, both written by Doug Sortino, one under my signature and one under his, asking for those pieces of evidence that all were discussed at the Henry Lee hearings. Would you like an approach?
Yes, please.
Do you want me to give these, or?
No, those are for you.
Oh, thank you.
We made copies just for you.
The sarcasm is still threatening.
Oh, Mr. Dixon is never sarcastic. He's not capable.
Never been known to have a dry sense of humor.
Someone refresh my recollection. Did Mr. Shapiro actually testify in this trial?
I think that's also considered slightly sarcastic. I could be wrong. I could be
On
wrong.
the same day, Luxmanen and Doug Sortino did.
Yeah, Dr. Luxmanen testified.
Didn't Dr. Lee testify on that date as well?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, yes. As we go down a highway with no off-ramps, okay.
But based on the court's ruling, and I don't have those numbers right in front of me, but with respect to the two letters that then Deputy DA Doug Sortino sent to Dr. Luxmanen's office that neither of them ever testified to.
What's the purpose of the letters? Okay, fine, let's assume that they're self-authenticating, that Judge Sortino sent these. Now, what's the relevance of them?
Well, in light of Sarah Kaplan's testimony that she was there with Robert Shapiro at the time that Dr. Lee, according to Sarah Kaplan, picked up and pocketed the evidence, this is a request for that. And I think it's offered for that non-hearsay purpose to show that we asked for it and they knew about it.
Boy, you said that with a straight face. Now, there's a little upturn at the end of your
That's
lip.
only because you're encouraging me.
You've already brought in the snarling objection.
Anything else you want to offer?
Pardon?
Is there anything else you wanted to offer? How long this?
No, just those two letters. I
Oh,
mean,
no.
sitting there
I don't
listening,
believe
and
so.
it seemed to me that those just matched the same ruling with the Dr. Luxmanen.
Wait.
No, it's
AJ.
different. It's different. There's a lot that's being assumed in this letter and the purpose that it's being offered for. Truthfully, I suppose, though we know he certainly would have objected, we would have litigated, and we would have gone from there, that I guess Mr. Shapiro could have been called if that's what you wanted to do.
Well, so could have Dr. Luxmanen.
I understand that, but they offered it for a specific purpose, and the purpose they offered it for was basically to,
6 minutes.
based on that
Till the wheel spins.
it's their, whether there was a mindset of the coroner as to who was running the thing. It's a very minor point that I realize you don't like to see. This is not admissible.
Well, I mean, it's late. And we have nothing else to do in the next 2 minutes, so if I
I'm not
could just
this guy.
make the
Look
point
at this
that
Okay.
Robert Shapiro is the head of their defense team, and it goes to the same kind of showing their state of mind, his state of mind, just like Dr. Luxmanen. It's exactly what they
AJ's
wanted to
pretty
use
damn
those
good.
Luxmanen letters for.
You know what people are paying
It's to
for.
show that they were put on notice of the information that was contained
It's fun
in
to
the
watch him as a
letters that came from
prosecutor.
the district attorney's office. We wanted the fingernail, just like they're going to argue that Mr. Sortino offered this information to them and they turned it down. It's the same kind of, I don't know, obviously that's why you're there and I'm here, that I don't get the difference, but it seems like it's the same thing to me.
That's why he's there, you're there.
That's right. I just conceded that, Mr. Bernard.
The request to introduce these letters is denied. Thank you, though.
Get a little spicy here at the very end.
Denials, Your Honor.
Bernard had to come in and give him a little jab, even though he had just conceded
The
to
ultimate
said
result will be
jab.
the same. Do we have the people submitted a package of instructions yet?
Not yet, Judge. We're
Anxiously awaiting.
we're working on those feverishly.
I will tell you that what I'm thinking of doing, I have not done it before, however, I may have mentioned it, maybe not. It has been done, other judges do it on a regular basis, is that they give a copy of the instructions to each juror, and I think I'm going to do that in this case.
Still
So
like to see a
I'm gonna
couple
put
around
everything
the
in booklet
box.
form.
Give them the
And they'll have
gloves.
a booklet to follow, an individual booklet to follow along with, rather than just getting it at the end. It doesn't change anything, it's just that there'll be a little time where someone will have to reproduce it, since the court, probably the people will be doing that.
Is that going to be a booklet that's going to be provided to them just for the reading, or is it going to be?
Oh, no, they take those into the jury room.
Okay.
Your Honor, the people have submitted one instruction on what obviously is an important issue for tomorrow on the Baden Lee missing evidence disclosure issue.
I don't think you want to bring Dr. Bodden into that one, it's just Dr. Lee, so I understand.
Well, actually, they've requested instruction on both.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
No. Counsel doesn't know the facts of the case. There are two different discovery violations. There are two pinpoint
right,
instructions.
okay.
Baden has one, Lee has the other.
Mr. Jackson, you've submitted two instructions. One is on Baden.
Gentlemen, not important. What did you want, Mr. Reardon, from that?
The only point, Your Honor, is that there are two proposed instructions. We have submitted a brief today in opposition to those instructions, so that issue at least is before the court in terms of the people's proposal and our opposition.
Where's your brief? Wendy said she put it on the bench. Let me see.
We filed it this morning.
Did you want me to mark these two letters as exhibits?
No.
No.
Not
All right. Here.
Not with the reception.
And I think this is your copy. You gave me this exhibit to take a look at. Okay, I have it as part of your packet. I'll take a look at it.
And Your Honor, we
Got some
also did
Magnum,
submit one
Sam,
proposed
the
pinpoint
coaster.
instruction on the defendant's behalf, and that should be there as well.
Okay, that's the only pinpoint one you'll be submitting? No.
I don't know
Okay.
until I see perhaps what the people are going to propose.
Okay.
I think there almost surely will be proposals concerning one other major issue, which is the court's instruction on the 1101B
Okay.
material.
I should indicate, although I think I said something to the jurors, and it's important that I think that we have an instruction that would be based on the case People versus Cox. It's not the only case about how they can use the other guns. It's very, the guns were used for specific purposes. The other weapons that are not the weapon that was used to inflict the fatal wound. And I think there has to be a limitation on that, how the jurors can consider that. So, something to consider.
Yes, and also I think the court had visited this issue a few times during the trial about the 1101B pinpoint.
Right. Well, 1101B has to be, there's a limitation on how you can use it. I mean, you can pinpoint it if you want. The bottom line is there's, I'm aware of my responsibilities. The instruction is pinpointed, which is basically
thank you so much. I'm going to put you on a brand new wheel.
Take the general law
Starting off
and
here, baby.
relate it
Thank
to the
you so
specific
much.
facts
Let's
of the
go.
case. Of course,
Christina
such
with the
instruction cannot be
$5 through the
argumentative or
PayPal
misleading or
machine.
anything else, which is why they're often
Thank
refused.
you.
But
Hell
I
yeah.
fully understand. I don't have a sua sponte duty, but if one is proposed or more is proposed,
forgot
I
I
have
even
a
had
duty
the
to look at it, and
Ko-Fi.
I
Ko-Fi's
understand my
awesome, too.
obligation, and we'll go from there. And I think for today, we're done. And what
That's
time do you
our
want to
brand
meet
new
tomorrow?
Is 10 again, okay?
We're available.
How about 9:30? 9:30? I'd like to get as much done
We're
as
about to
as
spin a
we
wheel
can,
right
and,
now, folks.
What an exciting day. I'm sure if this will put this should be the fatal blow to the court TV. This will do them in. Okay.
Cookies didn't do them?
Yeah, right. We're
I'm
in
ready.
recess.
I'm right there with
There
you.
will be on occasion, there's going to be an experience here and there. And any other other exhibits that you guys, we're gonna redact or look up things on and come back with the court, can you do that when I get back? You're not talking about those while she's...
When will you be back?
Next week.
Done deal.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, sweet. Fuck yeah. Well, I will put you on to start the new will. True crime. Butterfly. Gotcha. Nice. Thank you so much, man. And good luck on the new will that we're about to spin right now. Yes, this is 2 hours long, which is where we're going to be starting on Sunday, which is outside the presence of the jury. They're still preparing for the closing arguments. We're still not done, guys. 2 more freaking hours. All right, let me get this wheel over here because we're going to spin a wheel, baby. Good luck, everyone, on this wheel right now. Let me get this guy's head out of here. Right now, this is for the magnets, the coaster, the stickers. Let's go. Good luck, everyone. Jersey Gin. I was going to say, Jersey Gin was all over that one. Jersey Gin coming through hard tonight. And usually she does. She doesn't mess around. She comes through. She gets the ball rolling. Gets the train a chug-a-luggin'. Thank you so much, Jersey Gin. That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, and she was wanting the coaster too, so that's perfect. Bam. You get the whole kit and caboodle. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations. Deserved. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And I think I've got some dry erase markers coming on the way from Shelly and Pammy. So I'm going to be in good supply here soon, folks. Even though this one's out, the physical will, which separates us from everybody else, will be returning soon. But in the meantime, we will rock and roll with a virtual wheel. So hard to say all those words at once. Boom. Shelly, yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, I started the new wheel with True Crime Butterfly. So again, if you're coming over to the book club, come on over. I'm going to, again, go through half of Chapter 29, and we'll be doing the other half of Chapter 29 and maybe 30 next week, but I've got some stuff to go over right now in the book club. We're getting right into we're in January 78, right at the sorority madness with Ted Bundy. This is going to be an interesting one. Come through. Hopefully you're already membered up here and part of the Buzz Nation. If not, then you're going to miss out on this book club right here. But otherwise, come through Thursday night. Bob Mata, Lauren Conlon coming through. We're going to be talking Koberger right after the sentencing tomorrow. Friday, Feral Friday, Salty Sleuth Investigates. Lisa coming through. Miss Shorty. We're doing a movie party Friday night. Murder Church Sunday, and then right after Murder Church at 3 Eastern, Jack from Never a Truer Word comes through, and he is going to be analyzing the words from a 1965 Phil Spector interview. We've got an insane week ready to go. We're not messing around, baby, and that's right there. I'll take it because I wanted a coaster. You're damn right you're going to take it. You're damn right you're going to take it. Been kicking ass, taking names in here also, Jen. I love everybody. Thank you all so much. Come through right now for the book club. I'll see you all right there now. Go. Boom.